Hello, welcome back yet again to another edition of the Bibs Corner podcast. I am your host, Mike Bibbins, on Twitter at BibsFilm, bibscorner.com for the written pieces, and at Bibs Corner is my main, account these days. Today, we're here for a TV series review, not episode by episode, but just kind of an overview of She-Hulk, the latest Marvel entry. As far as the series is concerned, Werewolf by Night, I guess it's the latest Marvel entry technically, but we'll talk about that later. I'm joined, as almost always, by Reese Williams at Reese, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Reese, glad to have you for this one. I'm curious where this conversation is going to go, but how you feeling today? And you are on mute. I don't know if you realize that.
Thank you. I'm feeling okay. You know, I'm curious as to where this is gonna go too, because we discuss She-Hulk sometimes, like in portions on the Outsiders podcast, but we never really go in depth. We just speak on it a bit, talk about the episode, then move forward. And we haven't talked about the finale at all, and we haven't talked about episode 8.
We haven't talked about like the last 4 or 5 episodes, I don't think.
Was it the last 4?
We haven't talked about it in a while.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it's gonna be a refresher course.
Yeah, so I guess I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to start this. I'll say this. Oh, let's start here. Did you have any expectations coming into the series?
No. Once they basically said, yeah, this is a sitcom, this is a legal comedy, I'm like, okay. Like, usually we're used to comedy with Marvel, but they never go out of their way and say, this is a comedy. They went out of their way to say, or the reports were saying, this is a legal comedy, this is a sitcom style thing, she's going to be breaking the fourth wall. I'm like, okay. I mean, I already wasn't excited about it, so now I don't really have any expectations. Like, now I'm gonna watch it, and it is what it is, whether I like it or I don't.
Do you have any like background with the character or anything like that?
No, I'm familiar with the character, but I didn't read any She-Hulk comics. I don't know any She-Hulk villains or, She-Hulk's. I know her main story, like how she got the powers. I knew she was Bruce's cousin, all of that, but never had an interest in She-Hulk.
Gotcha. I knew she existed. That's about as deep as it went for me. Okay. I couldn't tell you if she was a cousin, girlfriend, sister. Like I didn't know what her relation was to the Hulk. I knew she was tied to the Hulk, obviously, but I didn't know exactly how. I didn't know how she got her powers. I think I knew she was a lawyer just because when Daredevil was out, people were saying they wanted her to pop up in his show at the time. I remember, but other than that, and they were like fan casting and all that good stuff. But other than that, yeah, I didn't really know much. I didn't pay attention to any trailers or promotion or anything coming into the series. Like I came in completely blind. I didn't even know it was going to be a comedy or sitcom. I had no idea what I was getting into. I just knew I was going to watch it.
I mean, I expect that from you because I know you don't really like to watch trailers and you don't want to know too much. Well, I know you like that with movies. I don't know if you're like that with the TV shows. Was that intentional or it just happened that way?
I think it happened that way because it kind of snuck up on me. I mean, I wasn't going to watch a trailer. Like I didn't watch a trailer for Ms. Marvel. I didn't watch a trailer for any of it. I think I watched one of the trailers for one of the first shows just because it was new. And I was like, how are they doing this stuff? But yeah, I was like, whatever. She-Hulk's coming out. I don't know anything. I don't care to know anything. I'm going to just watch it and see what happens. One thing I'll say that allowed my experience to be enhanced a good bit is that there are several podcasts that I listen to that are covering the show. So
I haven't really been listening to any podcast covering the show besides Double Toasted.
Okay.
Obviously, I would have liked the Midnight Boys to cover it, but I guess they decided to take a break from it. I don't know.
They're covering like Game of Thrones or some shit. Like they're covering one of like Star Wars and one of the other shows.
Yeah, they're covering like Andor and I think Rings of Power and
all that. Oh yeah, the Lord of the Rings. Like those, they're covering all that other crap because it's a bunch of shows going on, and they put the other dude on there. He's been fine, but it's definitely not the same.
which is understandable. I mean, those other shows are kind of bigger, not kind of, they're bigger than She-Hulk. So, I mean, I get it. I've been told to watch Andor. Maybe I'll get around to it just so I can go back and listen to them talk about it. But I'm not a big Star Wars guy to where I want all this Star Wars content. So
Yeah, I'll say I've been held over on my Van fix. Van and was it Charles and Van? I think yeah, Charles and Van. They've been covering Atlanta so far this season, and so they've been having fun with that. And this latest season is closer to what the first season was, what people were complaining about. How season 3, like this new season, is closer to what the first season was, and they've been having a lot of fun with it. Like there was an episode where he pretty much parodied Tyler Perry, but like in a horror movie type of way. It was great. It was great. You'd
I
have to.
like Charles and Van together, but I need the whole crew. I need Joni. I need Steve.
Where did I hear Jomi recently? I want to say Jomi popped up on one of the. I listened to the Prestige TV Ringerverse pod, and the Big Picture is another Ringerverse movie review one. So I've heard Jomi's voice. I just don't remember exactly where. Actually, no, he did pop in for one of the She-Hulk reviews. Now that I think about it, the She-Hulk guy, he's had different guests on almost every episode. I think he had like 2 people that repeated, and it was Jomi and one other guy that came back for 2, but it was like different people every single one. Like I couldn't keep up with who was going to be on there. But the main one that helped me was X-Ray Vision. It's what's the guy's name? Jason Concepcion.
I've heard the name.
And
his name before.
Let me see his co-host. I should know her name. She's like if you want somebody that knows absolutely everything about everything, like the co-host, his co-host on that show, Rosie Knight.
Rubin level or bigger than that.
She's deeper than that. Like Mallory was like question if she 100% knows some stuff. This woman 100% knows some stuff. Like, yeah. So when I read the 5th issue of She-Hulk, I was like, man, what? How have you read everything? Like, what is your life like? Like, what is going on? And she'll like pull out something specifically from a page. I'm like, man,
damn,
come on now. Like it's too deep sometimes, but their knowledge, and they always get good guests. So one of the writers from the show was on there multiple times. And he actually came back for the finale and we won't get, I almost went into a spoiler, but this guy he literally was just like a fan. And I think he did a panel somewhere talking about comics. And the showrunner for She-Hulk saw him and was like, let's have a conversation. They had a conversation and she just threw him in the room, the writer's room. Like, no experience, nothing. Like, he was just like, bet. Jessica Gao, the creator. So, but he's like she was like, we had our writers, and then we had like a couple comic book nerd types that we would, all right, so can y'all come up with some obscure ass characters that we could throw in here type of stuff. And he wrote, I think he ended up writing the penultimate episode, which we'll get into that later. But like listening to him talk about the experience was pretty dope. Like personally, as a person who's just randomly talking about stuff, and if I accidentally ended up with a job out of it, that would be fire. With that said, with neither one of us really had any expectations. I think you might have even said you had low expectations.
Yeah, I mean, if I would like to say I didn't have any, but if I had to say whether I had high or low, they were low.
Okay. Should I do a quick synopsis or save that for the spoiler section? We've kind of touched on it. It's illegal. We'll give a non-spoiler synopsis. Non-spoiler synopsis. I almost said the actress's name. Oh my God. Jennifer Walters is Bruce Banner's cousin. They're hanging out together. Accident occurs. His blood gets in her system, and she develops Hulk powers. She does not want Hulk powers. She just wants to be a regular chick, but the universe had other plans. She tries to go back to her regular life, being a lawyer. Something happens. She ends up having to use her Hulk powers. In public, everybody knows that she's a Hulk. It becomes a huge part of her life. It affects her professionally. it affects her personally. And throughout the series, she's essentially just trying to balance being her, being She-Hulk, and basically she has like an identity crisis type thing going on. She has people coming at her because she's a She-Hulk for different reasons. She has people lusting after her because she's a She-Hulk for different reasons, positive and good reasons on both sides of the coin. And I think that's as much as I really want to say as far as plot.
I feel like you didn't even have to say all of that.
Did I say too much? But yeah, essentially it comes down to her battling with her identity. And, you know, it's a classic tale of a person with powers that either doesn't want the responsibility or doesn't know what to do with it now that they have the responsibility. And she falls into the doesn't want it category.
Which is understandable when you can crush things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So overall, Tatiana Maslany plays the main character. We'll get into some of the other characters later, I'm sure. But what were your initial, now that it's over, what are your raw thoughts and impressions of what they accomplished here?
On the season as a whole?
Yeah. And you can start by like, you know, first couple episodes, this is how I felt, and by the end, this is how I felt.
In the beginning, like I said, my expectations were low. So I was like, okay, this is cool. You know, like first episode, I liked it. It's supposed to be a comedy. It's making me laugh. It's doing its job. I wasn't looking for, oh man, where's the action? Nothing's happening. Oh, where's the big storyline plot? Like, I wasn't looking for that. That's not a sitcom.
Okay.
But I guess it stayed consistent with the jokes. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. But then once they started incorporating things that seem like a bigger storyline, and then they're not touching on them, I'm like, okay, you're either not going to do a big storyline or you are going to do one. If you're going to do one, then do it. If you're not, then don't do it.
Yeah.
And later down the line, I'm like, okay, just like these Marvel shows all the time, we coming down to 3 or 2 episodes now, and stuff ain't getting resolved. Stuff not coming up. We're not touching on previous plot points like what's going on. And sure enough, I understand what they tried to do.
Okay.
I get it, but it did not work for me.
Okay.
So the show as a whole is cool. It's cool. I like the show as a whole. It's just they didn't stick the landing for me.
Okay. So like one of my 5 categories when I'm rating something is, did they accomplish what they set out to accomplish? So in your case, you're going to say no.
In my case, I'm going to say yes. They set out what they were trying to accomplish. It just didn't work for me.
Gotcha. I think that's fair. So for me, like I said, no expectations, no idea what they expect. I only heard about the sitcom stuff after I started the show and was like, what is going on? So initially, what we know about Marvel, how Marvel has operated for so long, it took me a little bit to accept what I was watching. Like everything felt short, everything felt rushed. There felt like there were no stakes at all. And I understand that that's what they said they were trying to do, but it took me a long time to accept that. Like I was like, they gotta have some kind of stakes going on. Like clearly something's gonna happen. And then they like teased some stuff like it was gonna get bigger. And like you said, it never paid off as the series went along. And like we're getting to the end, and it's like, you got to give me something. Basically, is how I felt.
When I wanted something to happen, I didn't even need it to be bigger.
Right.
Because I don't want all stakes to be, oh man, someone's threatening the city, someone's threatening the world. Like with She-Hulk, it can be real contained. Like obviously, I'll speak on that more when we get into the spoilers, what I feel like, you know, the stakes.
Yeah.
But I think in that last episode, they set up some stakes that were contained. And then
it wasn't
rails, and then they just took it like completely left. Like shit went completely left, and they said, we're gonna throw this away to do this comedy bit and be super meta. And I'm just like, it's not working for me.
Yeah, so I had a little bit of a different, I wasn't sure how to feel actually when I saw the finale. I had some questions about how it was executed, how it went down. And then, I listened to that podcast, and the way it was explained by the guy in the room made me feel differently about what they did. Like, I hate that it has to be like this, but it really was a deeper thing than, which makes me mad, because if you're going to do the deeper thing, let me know that you're doing a deeper thing. Like, don't just tell me it's all for laughs. There was a deeper thing going on there that I didn't catch in my initial watch. I don't want to say it because it's, well, can I allude to it? I think you can agree the show is very self-aware.
Yeah.
Like disturbingly self-aware almost. Like the show was started, like they started writing it like 3 years ago. Most of it was written. And they predicted episode by episode how people would be talking about the show.
Yeah.
Like they guessed, they literally, and like I think you mentioned previously when we talked about it on The Outsiders, they actually incorporated real tweets.
Yeah.
They found about like these shows. Yeah. So the awareness went beyond just how people felt about the show. They went to how people feel about Marvel in general. And the one thing that they wanted to tackle was the formulaic way that most of their properties are resolved.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do that. I think Jessica Gao, the showrunner, had many, many beefs with Kevin Feige. Like they apparently battled. She went as far as to say they argued the most of anybody that didn't end up just leaving the property.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like she's been very open about like they battled like on, and he would push back on like the smallest of things. I can't remember the example they gave, but it was like the small, there's a character that's introduced in the finale, and the character is representative of a person. And so they were going to put a cap on that character. And he was like, don't use the actual cap. Like this character wouldn't wear a cap in the show.
Oh, okay.
You following?
Yeah.
Okay. So like that's how small of a detail he's pushing back on. Like, don't put an actual baseball cap on this character type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there was also with that, with their very much awareness, she didn't want it to be that. She wanted to do something different. And so she went hard on doing something different when she wrote the show. Again, after hearing the explanation and how they broke it down, and we'll get into this deeper in the spoiler section, I feel better about it than I did after watching it. I'm still going to have my complaints. I'm not 100% on board, but I get it a little bit more.
Okay.
And it's a little bit more acceptable. Execution still not where I needed it to be, but the idea, amazing. They just didn't. They needed to hand it to me a little bit more, honestly.
Okay.
How much more do we need to say in this non-spoilers? Oh, what did you like? What did you not like? That's the last thing I want to get to.
I like the comedy bits. I liked a lot about it. The only thing I really didn't like is that they seem to try to incorporate a bigger plot line and just said fuck it at the end. But I like what a sitcom is supposed to be. I think like the jokes. I like the jokes. I like the comedy in this for the most part. Not everything hit, but most things did. Right. I like how they incorporated little smaller F tier goddamn Marvel characters in this for comedy bits and made use of them. Mm-hmm. Building off of what Miss Marvel did, I like how they made us care about side characters in this. Mm-hmm. They made it, but side character Nikki, Pug, the black lawyer lady. I don't remember her name.
I was trying to remember her name right now. I had to start looking it up.
Well, this guy's in the trailer. I should be able to say this.
Mallory Book, by the way, is the black lady.
Mallory Book. Yes, they made us care about Mallory Book.
They made us care about Emil Blonsky.
I was about to say they made us care about Emil Blonsky. Like I hope they continue to do that with all the shows. I don't think it's a coincidence that that's happened 2 shows in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that continues. But those are the things I liked. The only things I didn't like was, sometimes some episodes felt stale. Like I don't want to say nothing happened, but nothing interesting was going on.
Yeah, nothing of important. Like there were some episodes in the middle where like it was just an episode, and I might have laughed during the episode, but like nothing. I took very little from it.
My biggest dislike is that we didn't spend enough time in the courtroom, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say I liked the characters. Like I can't think of a single character that I didn't enjoy. Like you said, the characters that nobody's ever heard of, even except that Rosie Knight off of X-Ray Vision. Like she was giving deep histories of all those like random ass characters. I was like, really? She was like, really? There's 3 versions of this character, and I was like, oh god.
She's British or something?
Yeah, I think she's British.
Okay.
But she was like, I'm gonna say one of them, Porcupine. She was like, we didn't know, or if it was this. Oh no, Saracen.
Oh, okay.
He was like, there's one Saracen who was the first. Should I say this? Should I say what he is?
I mean, technically in the show, they didn't say he is that. They say he think he's that. So.
Okay. So she was like, there's one version of him who's like the original like the first vampire on the planet. And then there's
exactly. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's like a later version that was like something different. She feels like he could have been either, really.
Okay.
And like maybe he had amnesia or something and didn't remember who he is.
Okay.
But like that's how like all those characters, they made them interesting. I like some of the thematic stuff they did with her being a single woman, professional woman who doesn't seem to understand what men are into. Like when she was doing the dating profile, she put her professional headshot.
Yeah, that was wild. She's also not afraid to fuck. Let's keep it.
Yeah, and they were very loose with the sexuality, which I like that too. Like,
like goddamn.
Like you could tell a woman wrote the show.
Yeah.
Like, when a man writes a woman like that, like it don't hit like this hit. Like this hit.
This would have went terribly.
Yeah, it could have been real ugly. Like I don't even want to think about it, but they did it like she was out there. She was seeing men. She was bringing men home, but like you didn't. I personally, I mean, I'm sure somebody out there did, but you didn't feel anything different. Like you didn't feel like it was too much. You didn't feel like she was being sloppy. You didn't feel like she'd had to be drunk to be with these men or nothing. Like she was just living her life. Like it was what it was. Now there was the one complaint that I did see a lot was like people saying, "Oh, why are they trying to act like Tatiana Maslany is not attractive?" And the pushback I had is that I didn't think that they necessarily thought she was unattractive. A lot of men aren't into hot, powerful, intelligent women like that. Like,
or she's just like,
and she's kind of
personality just came off like
kind of goofy,
like bland, like
like she kind of goofy.
Cool, but where's She-Hulk at?
Like, she not making herself look no certain type of way. Like she's casually dressed, like
just another chick.
Yeah, like she if she was trying to show out and attract men, she probably would have had more success than.
Well, keeping 100 outside of the suits, even with the suits, her fit's kind of trash.
Yeah, like she wasn't dressing to attract no attention. She just looked like a regular woman. And the harshest moment was she brings a guy home.
You going into spoiler section.
This ain't even a spoiler at this point. But like the guy that like when the guy like she like tries to talk to him again and he just looks at her like she's nobody. It just
you talking about in the courtroom?
No, in the at her house, like he comes out and
sees when he came in the kitchen, yeah.
He comes out and sees her and is like, first of all, he didn't even know who she was, and then he like, and she's like all chipper and happy, And like, I think she had started making breakfast, didn't she?
That broke my heart, man.
She started making breakfast.
No breakfast with him.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm good, buddy," and like just dipped out on her. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was hurt personally. Like, she looked so sad, desperate, and then didn't she get? Okay, anyway, we gonna get to the spoilers, but
might as well. Come on.
I like the characters. I liked a lot of what they did thematically. I feel like the main point I want to get across as far as what I liked. I talked about this on the Mavs Outsiders pod. I feel like Marvel's finally allowing for characters to be different and have their own fan bases. Everybody don't have to like everybody.
That's right.
Like, even though I didn't mess with Iron Man, I was still going to participate in anything Iron Man related, because though his character is different, the way his movies are going to go is very similar to how everybody else's movies are going.
Right.
Like, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel have created their own world, their own tones, and their own ways of resolving things that everybody's not going to rock with. But if they have a core group of people that rock with them, whenever She-Hulk shows up, that core group is going to show up for her and rock with her regardless. That part I like. And I don't want to reduce it to she's a character for millennial women. I don't want to reduce it to that, but that's her core demographic. Like, she has a core demographic that's different.
That's obvious. Like, they were going for that. It's not a secret.
Kamala Khan's core demographic might be younger.
Gen Z or whatever they call it.
Yeah, Gen Z is her core demographic that's different from maybe everybody else's. Like, maybe Peter Parker, maybe Spider-Man's in that, but everybody messes with Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's
at the end of the day. But Kamala Khan is gonna hit a core segment. She-Hulk is gonna hit a core segment. The Werewolf by Night, I don't know if you've seen that yet.
I watched it.
I messed with it. Not everybody's gonna rock with that. That's a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
But
it's not a Marvel thing.
But horror people, especially classic horror people, the vampire people, like that, the Van Helsing fans and stuff like that, like, y'all gonna mess with Elsa Bloodstone and the Werewolf by Night. And if that's the shift that we're getting for phase 4, again, everything's been kind of weird. There's no clear path that Marvel has shown us that they're going on necessarily, but they've introduced a lot of very different characters that are gonna have people that love them and people that hate them in a way that they might not even show up for their individual properties. And I think that Marvel doesn't have to panic about that, personally.
I agree.
Let's get to these fucking spoilers.
Yeah, let's do this.